Hello everyone! I'm a little bit late for a stream, I know, but I want to do something tonight simply because objection, simply because I'm having a company dinner tomorrow and I am itching to play some Phoenix Wright. And yes, hello there Pix, hello there Mina. Also I noticed that my introduction splash is broken, or the Twitch chat in my starting stream, pausing stream and all that stuff is broken, so I'm gonna have to look into that later. Yes, I have a fox down here. I took the spent a few monies to get it. I just find it adorable and I just need it. But oh, let's see, this one should go away. There we go. Yes. But we have some Ace Attorney to play, and I would like to thank Mina for this, because Mina gave this to me for my birthday, so thank you very much, Mina. And we are definitely going to be looking into that. Now then, if only this thing would cooperate with me with my camera, that would be awesome, but we'll see. Okay, let's see. This worked yesterday, I swear. It worked when I was sitting around and configuring it. So, come on. No? Yes, that's a camera. And, yeah, I know. There we go. Okay, it works. And, not sure I'll be using my controller for this, to be honest. And, I also hope that we have this game will include the DLC bonus that came from the DS version of this game, because the last one, the SL6 incident, or SL9 incident, I can't remember what it's called, is amazing. But yes, it will be amazing. Have you played Ace Attorney Fix? And you'll also get to experience me trying my best to voice act these people. Oh, you're in for a treat. Ace Attorney is amazing. Oh, I will sort that out. Damn it, why me? I can't get caught. Not like this. I gotta find someone to pin this on. Someone like him. I'll make it look like he did it. I'm not sure if that'll be the way I'm doing it, but hey. So, August the 3rd, 9th. 9 o'clock, District Court, Defendant's Lobby. Boy, am I nervous. Okay, let's turn down the music a little bit. There we go. Better now? Well, it is the first case, so we know who the guilty one is. Boy, am I nervous. Right. Oh, hi, Chief. I'm glad I made it on time. Well, I have to say, Phoenix, I'm impressed. Not everyone takes on a murder trial right off the bat like this. It says a lot about you. And your client as well. Thanks. Actually, it's because I owe him a favor. A favor? You mean you knew the defendant before this case? Yes. Actually, I kinda owe him my entire job to him. I'm also like reading as I go. Not exactly reading it as it is, but hey, you get it. He's one of the reasons I became an attorney. Well, that's news to me. I want to help him out any way I can. I just really want to help him. I owe him that much. It's over. My life, everything, it's all over. that your client screaming over there? Yeah, that's him. Death, despair, oh, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna die. It sounds like he wants to die. Yeah. Nick! Hey there, Larry. Dude, I'm so guilty. Tell them I'm guilty. Give me that sentence. I'm not afraid to die. What? What's wrong, Larry? Oh, it's all over. I'm finished. I can't live in a world without her. I can't. Who took her away from me, Nick? Who did this? Oh, Nick, you gotta tell me. Who took my baby away? The person responsible for your girlfriend's death. The newspaper says it was you. My name is Phoenix Wright. Here's the story. My first case is a fairly simple one. A young woman was killed in her apartment. The guy they arrested was the unlucky sap dating her. Larry Butz, my best friend since grade school. Our school had a saying, when something smells, it's usually the butts. In 23 years I've known him, it's usually been true. He has a knack for getting himself into trouble. One thing I can say though, it's usually not his fault, he just has terrible luck. But I know him better than anyone, that he's a good guy at heart. And I owe him one, which is why I took the case, to clear his name. And that's just what I'm going to do. Let's see if I can do the judge properly. The court is now in session for Mr. Larry Butz. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Ahem. Mr. Wright, this is your first trial, is it not? Yes, Your Honor. I'm a little nervous. Your conduct during this trial will decide the fate of your client. Murder is a serious charge. For your sake and your client's, I hope you can control your nerves. Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, given the circumstances, I think we should have a test to ascertain your readiness. Yes, Your Honor. Hands shaking, eyesight fading. The test will so consist of a simple question. Answer them clearly and concisely. Please state the name of the defendant in this case. It's Larry Butz. The defendant? Well, that's Larry Butz, Your Honor. Correct. Just keep your wits about you and you will do fine. Next question. This is a murder trial. Tell me, what's the victim's name? Oh, I know this one. I read the case report cover to cover so many times. It's, wait. Uh-oh. Yeah, so, there are a couple of things in this game that we have. There's one thing I don't like about this game, and it's the penalty system. I'm not sure if we'll look into that in this today, but I don't remember all of it, but there is like, it's a 5-strike system, and it's kind of weird. And I think it's better in the later games, but it's like 5 strikes and you're out. Well, it's so the Phoenix Wright is like a very weird system, but yes, the penalty system there is kind of weird, but it's a game in that sense. The way the trials and stuff like that goes is a like weird mix between American and Japanese, if I understand it correctly. But hey, no way, I forgot. I'm total blank here. Phoenix, are you absolutely sure you're up to this? You don't even know the victim's name. Oh, the victim. Of course I know the victim's name. Yes, not very... I really like this. So nice. I just forgot. Temporarily. I think I feel a migraine coming on. Look, the victim's name is listed in the court record. Just press tab. Tutorial, you know. Remember to check it often. Her name was Cindy Stone, wasn't it? Yep. The victim's name is Cindy Stone. Correct. Now tell me what's the cause of death. She died because she was hit with a blunt object. I just know this. You can read this in the autopsy report right here. She was struck with a blunt object. Correct. You've answered all my questions. I see no reason why we shouldn't proceed. You seem much more relaxed, Mr. Wright. Good for you. Yeah, it's something weird like that, yes. And it just gets weirder and weirder when you get like further and further into like the localization of it all. It is super weird, but just roll with it. Just roll with it. Thank you, Your Honor. Because I don't feel relaxed, that's for sure. Well then. First, a question for the prosecution, Mr. Payne. Yes, Your Honor. As Mr. Wright just told us, the victim was struck with a blunt object. Would you explain to the court just what that object was? The murder weapon was this statue of the Thinker. It was found lying on the floor next to the victim. I see. The court accepts it into evidence. Right. Be sure to pay attention to any evidence added during the trial. That evidence is the only ammunition you have in court. Use tab to check, blah blah blah, tutorial stuffs. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its first witness. The prosecution calls the defendant, Mr. Butz, to the stand. Chief, what do I do now? Pay attention. You don't want to miss any information that might help your client's case. You'll get your chance to respond to the prosecution later, so be ready. Let's just hope he doesn't say anything unfortunate. Larry gets excited easily. This could be bad. The twitch. Ahem. Mr. Butz, is it not true that the victim had recently dumped you? Hey, watch it, buddy. We were great together. We were Romeo and Juliet, Cleopatra and Mark Anthony. Didn't they all die? I wasn't dumped. She just wasn't taking my phone calls or seeing me. Ever. What's it to you anyway? Mr. Butz, what you describe is generally what we mean by dumped. In fact, she had completely abandoned you and was seeing other men. She had just returned from overseas with one of them the day before the murder. What do you mean, one of them? Lies! All of it lies! I don't believe a word of it! Your Honor, the victim's passport. According to this, she was in Paris until the day before she died. Indeed. She appears to have returned the day before the murder. Dude, no way. The victim was a model, but did not have a large income. It appears that she had several sugar daddies. Daddies? Sugar? Yes, older men who gave her money and gifts. She took their money and used it to support her lifestyle. Dude! We can clearly see what kind of woman this Miss Stone was. Tell me, Mr. Butz, what do you think of her now? Right. I don't think you want him to answer that question. Yeah, Larry has a way of running his mouth in all the wrong directions. Should I stop him from answering? My client had no idea the victim was seeing other men. That question is irrelevant to this case. Oof. Dude, Nick, what do you mean irrelevant? The cheating she-dog! I'm gonna die! I'm just gonna drop dead. Yeah, and I wanna meet her in the afterlife. I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. Let's continue with the trial, shall we? I believe the accused motive is clear to everyone. Yes, quite. Oh boy, this is not looking good. Next question. You went to the victim's apartment on the day of the murder, did you not? Well, did you or did you not? Huh? Well, maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. He went. What do I do? Well, I know. I'll send a signal. Tell the truth. Yeah, I was there. I went. Order! Well, Mr. Butz. Dude, chill. She wasn't home, man, so, like, I didn't see her. That's how it goes, pigs. Your Honor, the defendant is lying. I will not try to make the, like, the voice as he is, but... Lying? The prosecution would like to call a witness who can prove Mr. Butz is lying. Yeah, that's a thing, Pegs. I am not gonna be screaming objection. The game will do it for me. Well, that simplifies matters. Who is your witness? Is the man who found the victim's body just before making the gruesome discovery. He saw the defendant fleeing the scene of the crime. Order! Order in the court! Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its witness. Yes, Your Honor. This is bad. On the day of the murder, my witness was selling newspapers at the victim's building. Please bring Mr. Frank Shahwit to the stand. It's like it's just a sleazebag and just oozes from him. Mr. Shahwit, you sell newspaper subscriptions, is that correct? Oh yes, yes, newspapers, yes. Mr. Shahwit, you may proceed with your testimony. Please tell the court what you saw on the day of the murder. And the music is just awesome. I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her lying there, a woman, not moving, dead. I quail in fright and find myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. The man who ran was, without a doubt, the defendant sitting right over there. Yes, that's a sad thing about this game, and the series as a whole. There's a ton of bad puns. Mine is probably not minding any of that. Yes, I certainly do. Larry, why did you tell the truth? I can't defend you against testimony like that. Actually, we can. Incidentally, why wasn't the victim, the phone in the victim's apartment working? Your Honor, at the time of the murder, there was a blackout in the building. Aren't phones supposed to work during a blackout? Yes, Your Honor. However, some cordless phones do not function normally. The phone that Mr. Sarwit used is one of those. Your Honor, I have a record of the blackout for your perusal. Now, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. You may begin your cross-examination. Cross-examination, Your Honor? Alright, right, this is it. The real deal. What exactly am I supposed to do? Why, you exposed the lies in the testimony the witness just gave. Lies? What? He was lying? Your client is innocent, right? Then that witness must have lied in his testimony. Or is your client really guilty? How do I prove he's not? You hold the key. It's in the evidence. Compared to the witness testimony, to the evidence at hand, there's bound to be a contradiction in there. First, just find the contradiction, blah blah blah, tutorial stuff. Present it and rub it in the witness' face. Okay. Open the court record. So, I, of course, know all about this. Let's see, we're going to... So, in order to just check... let's see. Oh god, the controllers here are awful. Okay, let's see, so... The thing here stands out. Time of death, 4 PM to 5 PM. The first one is pretty simple. So, but this is not where I'm going for it. So, we can press the victim to ask for more information. Actually, I'm going to do that for your, just to get all the things out. Isn't a man living in an apartment a common sight? Oh, come on, like, yeah. I find it odd you would take note of him. Yeah, I didn't know. He just seemed strange to me, that's all. Like, he was mad, and yet frightened at the same time. Just like a criminal fleeing the crime scene. The defendant requests that the witness refrain from conjecture. Of course, what the witness means is they saw the man he saw looked suspicious. So what happened next? Half open, you say? Yes, the door was open halfway, yes. I watched for a moment, but no one came to close the door. That's odd in a big city like this, I thought. I see. What happened next? Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. I'm all giddy and stuff. What gave you the idea to do that? Well, the door was half open, you see. Isn't it only human to want to peek? We climb mountains because they're there. It's the same thing. Truer words have never been spoken. Anyone would look inside. I am having immense fun. I haven't played this game in years. It just brings me back. Why did Payne cut him off so quickly? So you looked inside the apartment, and what then? And then I saw her there. A woman not moving. Dead. Are you sure she was dead? Well, no. I guess I wasn't. But she wasn't moving at all, and there was blood everywhere. I guess that would look like fatal to anyone. Very well, what happened next? I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. So you didn't touch anything in the apartment? Oh, yes. I mean, no, nothing. Okay, what happened next? I thought to quickly call the police. You thought to call the police? Does that mean you didn't actually call them? Please, please, listen to the rest of the testimony. You thought to call the police. What happened next? However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. The phone in her apartment wasn't working? Yes! I mean, no, it wasn't, right. But you said you didn't go into the apartment, or did you? That? I can explain that. There was a cordless phone on the shelf on the entranceway. I reached inside and tried using that to call. And that phone wasn't working, correct? What happened next? I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. Why use a public phone? Well, you see, I don't have a cell phone. And being in the middle of the afternoon, there were no answers in the nearby apartments. Ah, right. What time did you call again? I remember the time exactly. It was at 1 p.m. 1 p.m.? Are you certain? Yes, absolutely. He seems really confident. 1 p.m.? Right. Doesn't that seem strange to you? Present some evidence to contradict him. So, of course, this one. Cause of death, time of death. You found the body at 1 p.m. Are you sure? Yes, it was. It was 1 p.m. for certain. Frankly, I find that hard to believe. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. The autopsy notes the time of death at some time after 4 p.m. There was nobody to find at 1 p.m. How do you explain this 3-hour gap? This is trivial. The witness merely forgot the time. After his testimony, I found it hard to believe. Mr. Sawit, why were you so certain you found a body at 1 p.m.? Gee, that's a really good question. Great job, Wright. Way to put him on the spot. That's all you have to do. Point out contradictions. Lies always beget more lies. See through one and their whole story falls apart. Wait! I remember now! Would you care to give your testimony again? You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a videotape program. That's why I thought it was 1 p.m. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding. And for anyone who has been paying attention, huh?
I was wondering what game you were playing, but it's Phoenix Wright.
Yes, it's Phoenix Wright. It's amazing. I see. You heard a voice saying the time on a taped program. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Right. You know what to do. I got this one. So, I'm not going to press the answers for this one because, like, we just discussed the blackout. So there's no point to press them. You can, but I'm not going to because it's like, I'm not going to go through the whole thing where it's not natural for me to do so. And if you just pay basic attention here, you will like just already figure out that he is lying here as well about the television. Let's see. So here it's either this one or I can go for this one. I'm actually not sure, so I'm actually going to press for this one, the ones that are logical. Are you sure it was a television and not a radio? Well, no, I guess it might have been a radio. Incidentally, there was no radio on the premise. There was only one large television. Mr. Wright!